Welcome back to the program. We continue with the day's conversation. Time for women at the forefront. Now we just look at what women are doing in different capacities, in different spaces to make a difference to the community and society. And that is also what forms basis of this conversation for the next 40 minutes or so. For the same, I have Maureen Wadada. AKA yes. Maureen Wadada, who's the founder Wadada Pamoja and also a community leader. And there's a lot we need to converse around these issues, Maureen, especially when it comes to bringing on board marginalized groups, assisting societies, assisting communities, using your space to make that difference. But before we get into all that, just for purpose of creating context to this discussion, talk to us about Wadada, when it was formed, when it was established, and what the idea was.
They call me Maureen Wadada.
They call you Maureen Wadada. But for this discussion, they're calling you Maureen Omboy.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So this is the 6th year.
6th year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started Wadada Pamoja in 2018.
Yeah.
April. So this April we are getting to 6 years. And I've been working with the community. But before that, I also, through my mom, I was working also with the community because my mom has a children's home, and it was founded when I was in class 7. So I've lived with children who come from difficult circumstances in our house, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey. Yes.
You'll tell us how this journey has been now that you're saying that it's been a journey. You're saying that your mom founded a children's home, and so you've lived with children from different backgrounds, different capacities and areas of life in your home. So does this mean that the children's home was in your home, or sometimes mom would just bring children to the house? What was the dynamics?
She's a social worker. Okay. So she was doing community work. I come from Watarongai, in Kajiado County. Yeah. So she was a social worker in doing the home-based care. So when interacting with the community, she noticed that some children don't have anywhere to go to in the evening. So first, before the free education, we were having she was providing food and education for the children. So this was in the 90s, because this is before 2002? Yes, 99. So that was 99, 2000. Okay. So when the free education was introduced, the children had to go to the public school. So we continued with the children who had nowhere to go. Actually, the first boy, I can remember very well, he came from Kisumu. He didn't even know Kiswahili. Yeah. He never knew any Swahili. So it was a tussle. So when the other kids leave and I come back, I was in class 7. Yeah, at that point. Yeah. So when I come back, my mom was a career woman because she's the one who was providing for everything. There were more than 150 kids. So our house was a 3-bedroom house. Yeah. So the sitting was where the kids used to come. Yeah. The sitting, they cook outside on the fireplace. You know, we are Africans. You just put the 3 stones, that is the kitchen. Yeah. So they used to come in the morning, get porridge, have some education from the teachers, and then lunch hour, they have food, they go. So when this boy came, it was my first experience with someone, you don't know anyone. Was it tough? It was tough because we could not even communicate, you know. But eventually we had to coexist, and that is when now the other kids came in, and it all started. That was 2001. 2001. Yeah. So let me just stay there for a moment, Maureen. Now that you're saying it was tough coexisting, you have siblings? Yeah. You have siblings? Yes. And so then I'm imagining this is a life that you're used to, perhaps you, your parents, siblings, and then now there's introduction of different people that you're not even aware of. They're not relatives, they're not cousins, they're not family. They're just coming on board because mom has a heart for that. Yes. How did it affect your growing up? Just before you even got to the point that you also want to do this, did it at some point in your life where you feel like, okay, mom is paying a lot of concentration to these children vis-a-vis us, or was it a good balance? Just how was it, that experience for you? To me, it was easy to blend in because Mom had been a community worker for a long time. So I was used to be accommodating people from outside. So having the kids at home, I even, because I'm the last born, and my older sisters were in secondary. So I was the only one in the house. So you see, I got company. Yeah, and we continued.
So for you, it was not difficult at any point?
It was not difficult.
So fast forward this. So then, now this was the first child coming from Kisumu. So then, were children being drawn from any and every area, or it was just a specific set?
Even now, they come from different areas. Most of them are totally abandoned. Others come through the police and the chiefs. They are vulnerable. Maybe they have only the grandmother. Others, even their relatives, don't want to have anything to do with them. So even now we have like 70 resident kids. Yeah. And 50 from the community. So we cater for 150.
70 from
the
residents and 50 from
the community.
That's 120.
Yes,
120 kids.
Yes.
So then, growing up, this is what oriented you to have a love for this and want to do this. So was this part of what you wanted to do, community work, social work, or it just shifted based on what now you are seeing around you?
Let me say, right now, I think it's my purpose because
it's your purpose.
I've sacked my soul.
I like what you're saying.
And now I just surrendered.
I like what you're saying, that it's your purpose, not a job.
No,
it's your purpose.
Yeah.
Just allow me to digress a bit. Why I'm saying that, Maureen, is because we're living at a time where we keep saying, especially for us as young people, we are sort of made to think that you go to school, you go to primary, you go to secondary, you go to campus if you have the chance, you graduate, you get a job, get married, get kids, get old, and perhaps die.
And die.
So I'm stuck between when you leave campus and get a job. And good number of most of us young people don't know that there's something called purpose. They're just like, I did financing, I need to get a job in a bank. I did media, I need to get a job in a media house. I did law, I need to get a job in the law firm. So now when you sit and you tell me that this for you is purpose and not job, then it sort of means like for us as young people, at least now you begin to think beyond the aspect of just getting a job. And so then I want to ask you this question before you continue with our center of discussion. Do you think the lack of understanding of who we are and knowing our purpose as young people is one of the biggest reasons why we even have quite a number of us being jobless? Because then we don't know if I'm not employed here, then there's nothing else I can do. Not knowing your purpose, is that our biggest undoing as young people?
Actually, that is a very nice question, because if anyone chases something that is not of their soul,
yes, you're deep, eh?
Yeah, you find yourself in a conflict. That is why even most of the youths, you will find them saying, I'm in a depression, because you're going on the wrong route. So you need to take a deep rest and find yourself, and then now you follow your soul path. Yeah.
Follow your soul path.
Yes.
I like that. Take a deep rest, relax, understand who you are, not what you do.
With yourself.
Yeah. And you know, I keep saying all the time, there's Miles Monroe, and God rest his soul, he did once say that during the day, work on your job. At night, work on your work.
Yes.
Your job will be paying off your work until it materializes. And your work is basically your purpose. Your job is what you're paid to do.
Actually,
your work is who you are.
That is one of my what do I call them? They make me follow the path.
Your mantra as a person.
Yes.
Well said. Absolutely. Now, let's get back to our conversation. All right, so now this orients you to want to do this. This is what now your heart feels like want to do. And fast forward after your school days in 2018, you establish Wadada. So the whole idea was to bring on board these marginalized children.
Yeah, my idea was to bring people together in a harmonious way. So
which people are this?
The women, the children, the old people in the community, because you'll find the old people are left at home. And most of the people now, because of the city and the modern life, we are career people, so we leave these people. So there is a lot of gap. There's a big gap between the working people and the people in the community. So I find myself going back to the community. And when I started Wadada, I was aiming at supporting the talent for the youth, and I started with the reggae industry in Kenya. So I've been in that side. That is why they know me as Maureen Wadada. But also I've been planting trees. I've been doing community work, like in during the lockdown, the 2 years, in the home through Hare Krishna Pangani in Pangania. We were able to provide for 1,500 families with food. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So I was the one who was managing the program. I also manage the programs at the children's home and now Wadada. So I wear many coats. It depends with which one
touches. So you're saying that when it began, it was for the idea of talent for the youth.
Yes.
And you did say, is it reggae?
Yeah. I've hosted events at Memorial Park.
This is because this is the style of music that you like?
No, I think that is where I got the space for saying what I want. So in that way,
it was a safe space for you.
Yeah, it was a safe space, and they really welcomed me well. Respect to everyone they're watching, I know. Yeah, and now I also was able to pull the industry into the humanitarian side, you know, because we have to take care of each other.
Yeah, well said. So then do you still continue this talent for young people? Why I ask this is because, just as you said earlier, we are having a lot of young people wallowing in depression, anxiety, committing suicide, unemployment. I mean, there's just quite a lot of issues. Anytime you touch about young people, you can't miss an array of issues to discuss that is ailing the young person. Do you continue this talent for young people? And if you do, how does the structure look like? How do you assist?
We continue through my partner, Stephen. The Omundi is watching. Stephen Odhiambo, sorry. We have a studio at called Roots Radio, Nairobi.
That's in Rongai?
No, it's at Ruaka. Okay. So we just do online stuff. It began during the lockdown. So you know that time people shifted online. So it's a studio where we give the opportunity to the talented ones. I also organize with the youth, the DJs, MCs, the musicians, to do some stuff in the community, like we have concerts, and I give them a platform where they can be able to express themselves. Okay,
that's good enough. So how do you go about selecting this youth? Is there a mechanism? Because truth be told, there's quite a number of us, many young people, but you really can't bring all of them. So there has to be a structure and mechanism that you perhaps use as a person to assist these young people move a step further. Which structure is this? How do you get them on board?
I move with vibration. Let me say
so if you vibe.
Because I find myself working with one person, maybe for a time, and then you might find like after 2 months, we never meet with that person. So every person I take it as a
But you've helped them
one by
move a step further.
And give them guidelines and connection. You know, when you give, if you know somewhere someone can get something, just show them. And it will make someone, because maybe someone, you see the youths having depression or all that stuff. You might find that they are lacking only one person who might hold their hand, you know, and maybe listen to them. So I try do it on my level. As
much as you can. How can you track the progress? I want to stick on that talent for a bit before we move to other issues, the women, children, and the old people. But then, how have you tracked the progress as a person so that then you know, much as after some time you will, this person is already on their feet and they can be able to make something out of their life. But then how do you track the progress to know that between period X and Y, because you began during COVID, that was in 2020. So at least in this year alone, or in this a number of months, I have assisted a certain number of youths. Yes, they've left my wings, but I'm so sure wherever they are going, they're making something out of whatever they've gathered from this place. How do you track the progress?
Since 2018, when I started the reggae stuff,
yes.
Mostly you'll find men are the ones in that sector, in the entertainment. So now the women in the reggae industry are forefront. You'll find the DJs.
And that's a genre that you wouldn't find most women?
Yeah, you wouldn't even find. Because the first time I even asked, I was in a place, I asked the one who was the promoter, everyone, the DJs, is there even one woman who can be a DJ? Yeah, because you'll find most of the revealers, maybe it's a club, most of the revealers are women. So my question was, why can't you even give an opportunity to a DJ woman? Because the ones who are bringing you customers are women, you see. So right now, you'll find that they are doing it well. I also was able to work with the young generation, DJs who are coming up, and now they have a space, you know. Now the women in the reggae industry have a good space. If you follow,
and they have a voice.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. So then now coming to the other things that you deal with, women, children, and old people. And so then I want to start with women, because right now you would get a lot of conversations that a lot of focus has been put on the girl child, quite a lot. And you've even had the second lady having or looking into programs that will incorporate the male child, looking at financing, looking at mentorship. But here you are targeting women. Just before I go into what you deal with as Wadada and as a person and assisting the community and society, from where you sit, do you actually feel a lot has been done, so much so for the woman at the expense, or for the girl at the expense of the boy?
Sure.
You feel that's the case?
Yes, I feel that way.
This is interesting. This is actually the first lady I'm talking to says that.
The boy child has been forgotten.
So you actually agree that indeed it's good to do for the woman, but you actually agree that a lot has been done for the woman at the expense of the boy?
Yeah, because
it's interesting,
to have a man and woman, you get balance. So if you empower the woman more than the man, the man's ego goes down. So the man won't be able to be himself, the man, you see. And the woman, you can't be a man. You're a woman. So you have to find balance.
So we've missed that balance.
Yes.
Much as a society is patriarchal, and you've said that over time, but you feel we have given so much focus to the girl at the expense of the boy.
Sure.
I'll come to that in a short while. But before then, Maureen, so then tell me about these programs that you have for women, children, and old people.
Okay, at the home, we have programs that we provide food for them and even clothes, because we get donation from the local community. Actually, the local community really helps us, supports the children's home. So when we get, we also support the community. The community I live in is called Olekasase. And Ongata Rongai ward.
So these are the ones that you call the marginalized, marginalized groups. And when it comes to women, what is the age bracket? What are we looking at? Is it teens? Is it just young women?
All of them, in different, grouped in differently.
Differently?
Because all of them have needs.
All of them have needs. And this is around Rongai? What issues are you seeing in your community now that you largely deal with community? You're largely a community-based kind of organization, I should say, and you look at ways you can assist communities, and just looking at perhaps the different demographics that you're helping and seeing how best you can help them to grow and make life meaningful for them. And now that you're saying that when it comes to women, for example, it actually is of all ages, I should say. Let me stick with teens a bit. What issues are you seeing within your community that these young adults are facing? And I'll tell you why I asked that is because right now schools are closed, right? Some are closing today, some tomorrow, some did yesterday. And anytime schools are closed, you won't miss an expedite number or a high increase of perhaps teen pregnancies. We never miss to report about that. So what issues are you seeing in your communities that perhaps you're helping these young people deal with?
One of them is they need someone to listen to them. Because you'll find most of the us parents, as we say, we are busy chasing the money, you see, and you leave your kid at home. Maybe if you're not well up, you don't have a helper or a house manager, as they call them. You leave the kid in the house alone, you see, or you leave them with the house manager or the house helper. So these kids, who guides them? Who tells them what to do or what is expected of them? They watch the TV, see, they are exposed to the internet. So I always encourage parents, just try, even if the hustle is, you have to hustle because you have to get the food and the bread. Just take time and listen to your kid.
Take time and listen to your kid. So as Wadada, as far as this young girls is concerned, is providing a listening ear to them. That's the kind of program you have for them. You also provide mentorship?
We also provide mentorship. We also provide a base of, we have a large base that we have even entrepreneurs, we have maybe students, so we can even connect those ones who maybe have opportunities. So we're like a community.
Literally a community. So when it comes to even business and entrepreneurs, this entrepreneurship, I should say, this even comes up for older women, perhaps those that do not have the financing for some of these businesses. Do you assist them with getting this?
We assist because
how do you do that? You know, financing is a big challenge.
Financing is most of the time it's not easy, but I work with you see, from the Kikuyu, and they say, can I say it? I don't know.
Then you can translate it to us.
People are the wealth you're looking for. So you treat people good.
Social capital is the best wealth you can.
Now you put it right.
So you can. So that means you treat people
well, and then you get what? Because everything you need is here with you.
Everything you need is here with you. So then just tell me a bit about that financing. So yes, you're saying that you treat people well and everything that you need is actually here with you. But then you realize most of these community organizations, they always start with a good idea, good agenda, just as yours, which began in 2018. And sometimes sustaining it always becomes a challenge, especially when you look at yours, for example. The programs are quite a number, looking at youths and talent, looking at women, looking at the young people, for instance, looking at the children, the old persons. And number of times, financing, always a big issue, that they will start with a good idea, good notion, but sustaining it would make them stop midway. So I just want to get from you, and perhaps even for someone who's watching and this perhaps is within their mind, they want to do this within their community, maybe not in Rongai, but somewhere else in Kisumu, somewhere else in Kakamega, and they're wondering, the idea is there, but how do I help my community? What are the structures that you have in place for financing so that it has become sustained all this while?
On my part, I don't work alone. I work with the community leaders. I have people who have seen me journey, and so they support me. And every day I make it a habit of always looking for more people to support. So I do it on a daily basis. So I use internet, and everyone has phone. You have a phone on your. Instead of going to WhatsApp and watching videos of what, try and use it for your own.
For your own good. And also, I mean, Maureen, there's also quite a lot I want us to converse around, especially when it comes to children and old people. I'd want to understand from you what programs are this, particularly when it comes to children and old people. And just as you had rightfully said earlier, Maureen, is that at times, if not all the times, we forget about the old people and we don't even think that they have needs. In fact, sometimes we say, you already lived your life. So in fact, when you're old, just go to Ushago. What are you still doing in the city? You can be productive. But we good number of times forget that they have needs. So I'd also want to pick your mind on what programs do you have for them? How do you sustain? And also when it comes to children, and not forgetting the education fair coming in April. What program is this? What is it supposed to achieve? We'll talk about that after this break.
Thank you.
Time for us to take that breather, and clearly also plenty in store for you in regards to this conversation. So don't go anywhere. Just stay put. At that point, we come back with plenty more of this. We definitely appreciate your valid company. We continue with our discussion of the day on Women at the Forefront. Still speaking to Maureen Wadada, founder, Wadada Pamoja, and community leader. Before we took that break, Maureen, we now want to talk about children and the program for children. And you did tell us, indeed, this is actually just come out from the love, the passion, and the purpose, and what you saw your mom do, because I mean she was largely dealing with children, okay, picking them from different parts of the country as at then. So with what you do at Wadada, what programs are you having for children, and then do you pick them within Rongai, or is it beyond?
About children,
yes.
It's under St. Paul's Children's Home.
Okay.
The home is located in Ongata Rongai. The director is Honorable Margaret Mbote, and she's my mom. Now, she's also doing it until now. Actually, I lived there. I came from there this morning. Even I dropped some kids at school.
Yeah, and then you came.
Yeah. So we have kids who come in with different stories. Like recently, we had one who was dropped with a motorbike at the gate.
How
with
old?
A letter. He's supposed to join class 1, so I think he's 7 years.
Was dropped at the gate?
The
children's home?
Yeah, the children's home gate with a letter written from his aunt saying that she's tired living with him and she wants us to take care of him. And it was at night. Yeah. And many other cases. Some were abandoned when we had these paper bags, the yellow one, in a road, just a junction. Today I dropped her at school. She's in Form 1.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you've actually handled children who are
from
dropped.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those are the stories would hear then.
Yes.
You know, a mother just drops a child, 1 day old, some even hours, somewhere on the roadside. You pick.
Yeah, we pick, or we are called by the police in Ongata Rongai, or the chief, the community members. They all know about the children's home because now we are 24 years old. So the community really embraces us. And now, in any case of any child who has any problem, they are referred to us.
They're referred to you.
Yeah.
And you're saying that one classical case of that is a child who's now in Form 1.
Yeah.
So look at the milestones. So what programs do you have for these children? How do you keep them engaged?
We provide them with education and food. The kitchen has to keep on having fire. They have to see some smoke there. So that gives them hope. They'll eat and the day will be good. At the home we have a preschool, so the kids go there. Also after when they are supposed to join grade 1, they go to the local schools, like the Ole Kasasi Primary School. It's a public. The others are at Faithland. The others, in the community. Ole Kasasi Secondary. We also have junior high. So there are others in Acacia Park School. And also we provide them with mentorship. The community members help us to mentor the kids, and we also integrate them with the community. Because when now they get to 18 years, they have to move out of the home. But we ensure that they get maybe training or a course. They go to college, university. Currently we have one in final year in Kwea, and in a university. There are others in college. And then after that, when they finish college, we help them get jobs. And then now we have more than 100 alumni who have lived and grown up in the home, and now they have their own families out there. And they always come once a year for a get-together. So
you actually keep track of these children,
even
much
now.
As you will take them sometimes when they are very young, just been born, some years later, you take them through school and all these programs, and at 18 they have to exit, but you still keep track of these children.
Until now.
Even
with their partners, others have started their own families, they have kids. We keep track of
this
them.
Can only take passion and purpose. I mean, it's not an easy job to do with the community there. But also, have you had instances where a guardian or a parent comes and claims and they say they want their children back.
Yes.
Have you had such experiences?
Yes, we
How
have.
do you deal with that?
They have to go through the children's office because now when we have the kid, it's the children, according to the state, they are state property.
Yeah.
So if the parents want their kids, now they are referred to the children's office. They have to go there and follow the right procedures.
Follow the right procedures
but
to get.
It's not easy to just give them back.
Yeah, because that's what I'm asking. I mean, how the experience of that? Because I'm imagining you've taken a child who perhaps was thrown in one of those bags.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 days old. You know, whatever you name it, and you've been like the mother and the father of this child all their life.
Yes.
And perhaps they get to 13, 14, and a guardian comes and says, this is actually my child, and they want to reclaim their child back. I'm trying to imagine the kind of experience this will have for you as someone who's in this community and this is what you do. Does it in any way draw you back, make you feel like you want to just lag a bit? Or does it actually motivate you to continue to do this work? What is it?
Actually, it motivates us.
It actually motivates you?
Yeah, because
so it's a problem that gives you...
Yeah, because now if the parents come back for the kids or their relatives, number one, it assures the kid that they belong to someone. You're not living in this world and you don't know who you belong to. Even
the children's home, as you say.
Yeah, we also, the others who even come without names. We even have one who is called Ezra Chiloba. He came during the 2017 election, and then there was this tussle about Ezra Chiloba. So we gave him the Ezra Chiloba.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but in most cases, they don't come back. I don't know why. I'm still trying to get why these guardians or the parents, when they identify the kid is at the children's home, they wait for them to finish school from 4. And then now they start following them out there. They tell them, I'm your parent. And now the kid, because they know that they don't have parents, they find somewhere to belong. They follow them. But later they will come back.
They'll come back.
Yeah, because if they left them one day, they still leave them in one way or the other. Yeah.
So basically, even with this, that's why when it came to the young girls, and I believe that you also do this for the boys, perhaps. You really do the mentorship program for them. You basically empower them for whatever life.
Yeah, we empower them in a way that they are even when they finish, maybe they go to college, university, they get a job, they are able to help now.
The ones
where they come from.
Or the ones they left behind.
Yes.
That's a good initiative. Now, the old people, I did say to you earlier, Maureen, that we are living in our community where we do not, let me not use the negative, let me say we pay less attention to the older people. In fact, we even say, I'm working, when I get old, I'm building my home somewhere in my village in Kakamega because I want to go there. And that's the rationale within our African context. And so for those who are not able to, then anytime they get old, we say, go, go. But you have an initiative whereby you are also targeting older persons. Just talk to me a bit about, first of all, what made you feel the need to do that? Because even from what Mom was doing was basically the young children, picking them from here and there, the older persons. What is this that you saw that made you feel, okay, I think I also want to do this to assist the community in one way or the other?
Let me answer your question with a scenario.
Okay.
Take for example of a woman, maybe she's single with children and she's a casual worker. And now she is beyond age that she can be called to do the mamafua, you see, to do the casual work. Now, who will provide for her?
And she doesn't.
She doesn't have anywhere to retire to. Maybe she can't go back to her village. She doesn't have a house that she had built, so she's still renting. You see, she still needs the support. She cannot go for the manual jobs. So she'll need food. These basic things, they are not basic to some people.
I think that's what we need to keep saying. Whatever that we keep saying is basic, it's not basic to everyone. It matters. So when you looked at this scenario within your community, made you feel the need that I could assist children in my community, I could assist women and the young people, but also there's a specific set and demographic that we term as the older persons, which also need to be brought on board. How has that program looked like? How have you done it so far? Before you go to education?
Most of the time we have food programs. We provide them with food, and maybe like cold times we give them the clothes, the coats, and blankets.
So you literally assist them within where they stay.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you. And for these 7 remaining minutes you have before we exit and sit ground for the Senate, I want us now to talk about the education fair. It's coming up on the 22nd of April.
This Saturday. Actually.
Oh, it's actually this. Oh, true. Today's 19th. So tell me about this education fair. What's the whole idea behind it?
The education fair, we came up with it with my group as a way of trying to bring the community together and making a pool that can support each other. Maybe it's a school. Now, on this base of an education fair, a school needs books, like revision books. There is a bookshop within the community. Instead of going to buy them in a faraway bookshop, you buy it in the bookshop in the community. The community maybe gives back to the community. You see, now we are rotating together, or we are pulling our resources together. Okay.
So that's the whole idea. It will be taking place between 9 a.m. and 5 a.m.
On Saturday. We have invited the different education stakeholders in Ongata Rongai ward. Our guest of honor will be Honorable Onesimus Ngogoyo. He's the area member of parliament in Kajiado North. And also we have support of the MCA, Honorable Titus Madeka. My mom also, she's a Mheshimiwa. She's the patron. And we also have Honorable Mary Senator, Honorable Gather. We have a lot of leaders.
There's different stakeholders.
Even the DCC in Kajiado North. We have brought, our aim is to improve the education level or the mentality in Ongata Rongai. Because I've lived there for the longest while, and most of the youths, or not even the youths, they are the middle-aged people. Most of them maybe are not going, there are those who are well up, and there are those who are drowning in misery, like drinking alcohol or what. And if they were in one way mentored when they were young, you see, they will maybe have made a different decision that would have affected their future now. So our aim is to influence the future of our kids now. We are talking about 10 years, 20 years to come. We have a better future and a better Ongata Rongai ward. Better
community. Because I was just about to ask you then, what is the aim, of this fair? But also just tell me. So then when you talk about empowering in that regard and looking at this particular fair, so then is this in terms of them just purchasing books that they read for life, or just what kind of books are we talking about?
We'll have different exhibitors who will be coming. We have Tricent School of Medical, Health and Science Technology. You have needs. Should I mention them?
Just stick at that one.
We have different of them, colleges, university, providers of
so different institutions.
So that the people in Ongata Rongai and the environment may be able to know the opportunities that are available for them in the community.
So this is also in a way that they can be able not to just read, but also know what lies ahead or beyond the reading. What opportunities can they get and make the most out of it? Has this been an ongoing program, or it is just beginning?
Actually, this is the first ever education fair in Kajiado North constituency and Kajiado County at large. I'm also having the support of the Deputy Governor, Moshisho, And in Kajiado, we want to make it a better, the face of it, to change the face, because we feel the need that the parents and the students are the base. So we are targeting the parents, and this event, I'm also inviting all parents who are watching, students. You can remember last year we had two classes completing their candidacy in Form 4, and so all these are they're outside here. Just come and interact with the providers of services maybe you would want in the, you can even do some medical courses with a D and a C minor, you see. So you just grow it's into never the end of the world.
And also, I mean, when you say that, I mean, it also just opens up the fact that it's never the end of the world what you got. And when you say 2 classes, of course, that was both grade, actually class 8 in Form 4.
In Form 4.
Class 8 already went to Form 1. So we're talking about Form 4s who are still in the house waiting to get to higher learning, and they might not know what to do, and this cuts across, because education, we say, is the only equalizer. It's the only equalizer. Sure. And now that this is the first of its kind, perhaps a good place for me to also ask you, what does the long-term vision of this look like? Because you're saying that education is the only equalizer, and there are various ways in which you can get educated. Like for this one, for instance, not just in a class setup, there are many other avenues one can get education from. What is the long-term vision for this?
So we are looking at having the education fair every holiday. That will be 3 times in a year. So that we can keep the community together, expose all the opportunities that are available. We are also inviting more partners to come and showcase their opportunities that they have with us. And when we pull together, we come together, better things happen.
Better things happen when we come together. Now, lastly, Maureen, as we conclude, what is this that you'd want communities to know, societies to know, and even for anyone who's watching? Remember that earlier on I had asked you, and I'd actually said to you that these are normally very good ideas, community-centered organizations, and someone could be watching and they're thinking, I equally want to do the same from my specific county. Could be beyond Nairobi, but I'm just able to perhaps accommodate it within 6 months based on what I have as a person. So then what more do I need to do to be able to sustain these communities, this organization, for the benefit of that society and that village around there and that community? What is it, from also your experience borrowing from this 5 years you've been in this space, what is this you would want them to know as you conclude?
Just know that it's all in your mind. If you say you cannot, you will not. If you say you will, you will. So it's all in your mind.
It's all in your mind. Whether finances are there, it's all in your mind.
It's all in your mind, because when you were born, you were given all the power. So you have to claim your power and just know your purpose, and then everything will flow. Just know your purpose, everything will flow. I like that. Good place to end this conversation, Maureen. And thank you so much for your time, and also just helping us understand what it is that you do. You know, anytime we have such kind of discussions, we're always thinking that you need to be somewhere in a white-collar job, seated in an office. But I like how you're saying that it's actually about purpose at the end of the day. It's who you are and what you're created to do, not necessarily what exactly you're doing, but who you are. And also remember, you did not come in this world for vain. You have a purpose. If you're still living and breathing, means that there's something you still need to do and accomplish. And if you're still here even today, you have a purpose. And if you don't fulfill your purpose, you'll come again and do it. And that makes room for you as a person. Thank you very much, Maureen, for your time. Highly appreciated. Thank you. I've been speaking to Maureen Wadada, founder Wadada Pamoja, and also a community leader, just talking to us about basically what she's doing within her community in this segment, Women at the Forefront, which is basically all about that, what women are doing in their various capacities and spaces to make a difference within their communities and society. Good place to end this conversation, and ultimately, good morning, Kenya, from me, and on behalf of the entire team. We always appreciate your valid company. We now sit ground for the Senate coming in a short while.